and we're off to the races.
Alrighty. So,
No pressure.
yeah, right.
For anyone who's bothered to watch this channel for more than once, this is our DM Eric. Hello.
So, start of campaign 2, a semi-sequel of our original campaign. Hopefully a more well thought out and detailed one.
No such thing.
But
I want to call it a sequel, but it's also technically a prequel, but it's also not.
We're back to featuring this shit.
yeah, I'm gonna keep the time travel to a minimum.
Please. if you're gonna use it, don't make me the center point of it this time.
So, this is a love story between fate and death, a marriage of chaos and order, the culmination of creation, and the tale of our own ruin. Up on the stage, you see this halfling fellow, scraggly hair, probably some facial hair, like just a little past 5 o'clock shadow. Glint in his eye as he begins this story to you all. You've all gathered in this tavern in this small town of Brilton, the eve of the Harvest Festival. Bard is making a big spectacle of the stage and his movements. He has a lute that he occasionally plays along to his words. The summer is coming to an end, and it's been a rather hot one. You can just barely begin to feel the change of the season into fall, as expected. Town has all been decorated for the coming weekend, and within the tavern itself is a bit more festive than you might imagine. You've found yourself to a more seedy joint, or another. The bard continues. Long ago, fate told unto death, "It is the fate of all things to die," and in his eagerness, death took this question as command. For death admired fate so, and would leap at any chance, with hope, to make love grow. The bard has hopped off the stage, and you see him kind of going in and amongst the crowd. You'll see him, tip his hat to some people, asking for coin, kind of pressing his luck for those that seem a bit reluctant.
Each of us are here.
You can find your places at wherever you would like to be in this establishment. It is not too large, but there's a decent number of tables. Any individual that showed some distaste, he would kind of quickly twirl away, move off to the next table. With fortitude and honor, death struck up new beings of power and scale, which fate took at first glance. A spark of life within death, a new beginning, perchance. He continues to kind of play along and kind of match the flow of his story with his music. He continues once more. For fate admired death so. And at this point, the crowd seems to not really be enjoying it or having it, as you see the first rotten fruit fly at his face. He nimbly ducks out of the way as his story stops and the music stops as well. And he kind of gets up, combatively, like, "What was that for?" As a whole slew of vegetables and food fly at him, and he like catches one midair and runs off the stage and away from everyone.
I'll flick a small piece of bread in the general direction.
Amongst everything that's flying at him, he doesn't notice it. The air, as people resume their drinks, it's grown quiet. The stage empty, but there's the normal hustle and bustle of people talking and drinking and ordering food, and you all find yourselves here to attend a singular event, the wedding of a good friend of yours, L'Oreal. You've all met her at one point or another in your journeys, and had a meaningful connection with her, so much so that you have been invited to her wedding, which will coincidentally take place on the first day of harvest when the festival is scheduled to start. You've had shelter and food kind of set up and provided for you when you arrived to the town, though you are all not in the establishment that has been provided for you. For one reason or another, you have been either temporarily booted from the prior establishment or avoiding that eventuality. You all find yourselves in this bar. Um, would everyone kind of like to describe themselves and what you're doing?
Should we go in order of the names at the bottom?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
It's,
Being Devin first.
Hey, Devin first.
Alright. There's a kind of well-set, fair-skinned human, kind of sitting there, to his own table. Rather large, tankard of ale kind of sat there. It's kind of peering around the area, kind of with a set of green eyes, looking between a few strands of loose blonde hair. Probably above 6 feet. Rather large white wolf skin kind of around his shoulders and kind of tied with probably a fancy looking fastener at the front. Kind of basic, rough, not quite armor, but like padding almost. Something to keep the cold out in areas, but at least if it's turning fall at this time. If there's weapons in here, probably a longsword kind of at the side, and a shield over the back as well. Well, probably on the side of the floor right now.
Reason why you may have chosen this establishment is there is no stow your weapon policy. So you can see many individuals amongst the group with some form of weapon at their side, at the ready.
And he does look maybe a little rough, but still with this probably air of nicer fabrics, well-maintained hair, maybe a couple scars, but not many. Just sat there, glancing around, passing the time, nursing a thing of ale.
Whoops.
Apparently, he feels a bit inspired.
Alrighty. Next would be Ariel.
All right. There's another young woman, human, with jet black hair and blue eyes when she glances up, sitting at a small table by herself. She's wearing chainmail, a kind of pale blue, almost like a long surcoat overcoat without sleeves, but a high collar. There is a shield and a spear on her back and a long sword at her side. She's just finished one tankard of ale and is just about to get up to head to the bar for another. She is, let's see, she's fairly tall. Looks like she's fairly well built, though mostly covered again by the chainmail and bits of armor. She looks not necessarily rough, but all of her equipment is well cared for in the way that you care for something when you can't afford to replace it. easily. There are patches, there are scuff marks. It's all clean and rust free, but it's seen some travel and wear with time. She is also wearing a wolf pelt. This one kind of wrapped around her hips, and it's not white, but a more common dark gray. And that would be all.
Then it would be Nick.
Okay. Mimia is with a not a crowd, but a few people having fun telling a story by the side of a table. She's got a small build, but at least compared to some of the warriors that might be in this bar, compared to her, she's a bard carrying her lute on her back. She's got bluish, kind of grayish tone to her skin, tiefling, quite obviously, with purplish hair and as well as blue eyes. And she doesn't carry a fur coat, but she does carry a fur coat on her shoulders, and that's Chili the cat. That seems to be without worries purring along as she tells her tale. And if there was something to tell about the distinctive clothes she carries, it would be that her purplish cloak carries a cherry blossomed tree on the back as like a sigil on of her home. Aside from that, she's enjoying like an ale as well with her story, and is waving it, wasting a bit of the ale as she tells her story, just to do some emphasis on it.
Alrighty, and then that leaves Conrad.
All right. Sitting probably central to the eating area. Relatively built man. Just under 6 feet. Light brown hair, kind of set back on his face. Bit of a widow's peak. Brown eyes, and sitting with pretty close to perfect posture. On his belt, he's got a couple of hand axes, a maul thrown over his shoulder, and a shield sitting by his seat. Over a set of chainmail, he's got like a military coat, kind of pulled and pressed, good condition, as well as a backpack sitting by his other side next to the shield. And you can see him kind of sitting there enjoying his meal, probably staring, just a little bit unfocused at a necklace in his hand, shape of an anvil. Every once in a while glancing around, seeing if anyone's paying any kind of particular attention to him as he continues to eat his meal.
Alrighty. So
Lena is getting up with her empty tankard, and she's going to head towards the bar in order to get a refill.
Gillian will probably stand up from his seat and kind of walk to the bar as well. Little
As
regard
you
for
two-
who's in his way.
yeah, your two paths collide right as you reach the bar, and there is one seat available, or one kind of open area.
Gillian will go to sit down.
Hey, watch it!
Watch yourself.
Are you blind?
If you make a perception check.
9.
I'm so glad I'm not playing
6.
the one Mario already hates.
Both of us have got some booze going through us.
Yeah, no. That's,
So to
that's
to
fair.
answer the question, is he blind? Is a hearty yes.
He just doesn't care. So, perception for anything? Nothing? Nothing.
21
Well,
something.
yeah, okay.
It's a 21 something.
Nope. So, yep, you guys don't notice anything as you continue your argument about who gets the seat.
I can see just fine. I can see someone doesn't know where they're going.
I looked in the mirror recently.
There's a couple people around the bar that have kind of like backed up a little bit as you two are kind of slowly garnering people's attention.
Yeah, gives a glance
We're gonna
over.
have we're gonna have Bastion kind of stand up and shoulder all his packs and walk up to the bar with his empty plate. Kind of step between them and put the plate on the counter.
Lena pushes Bastion out of the
Killian
way.
does
or
as
her
well.
best to. 2 hands on his chest. Boom.
Okay, so Killian and Lena are pushing Bastion.
Yep.
The whole athletics check from all three of you,
Um,
unless Bastion is not fighting.
Oh, this is the day.
Okay, so
He'll kind of take the shove and do his best not to fall onto Lena and just be, pardon me, and put the plate on the counter.
you kind of were slightly turned facing her, so like she goes to push you, and you like see it coming, and you're like, "What?" As Killian from behind you kind of gives you a hearty shove.
like kind of like with the back of the forearm, just like across the chest, just like you watch as well.
Yes. Oh, I was just returning my meal. I apologize.
Yeah. See, at least this one's polite. I suppose you think you're too good for that, though.
Manners are for ones who deserve them, quite frankly.
Hey, easy, two of you. You speak of manners.
You stay out of this.
Get
Unfortunately,
lost.
I'm quite literally in the middle of it.
Tin can.
I'll take
Mimia
it.
will try to go refill her ale after waving it all about, and tap
Mimia tries to push between all three.
on Lina's shoulder and saying, "Could you at least form a line? I know this might be fun, but
On her if it's on her shoulder, she puts hand to face and pushes.
Oh no. Okay,
oh well,
Oh.
that's
if that's a shove, that's athletics.
It's up to Namia if she wants to
Sure,
resist
sure.
it. That's a 19.
Against athletics.
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
Or I guess if you try to avoid it altogether, acrobatics.
I can do that, but
Oh, he couldn't have passed that.
He couldn't
yeah, I
have known.
couldn't.
Okay, so she quickly whips around and like gives you a good
Oh no,
shove.
she's
and-
not. She's not turning around. Her eyes are fixed on Killian.
Okay.
Just no looking, no
Her-
turning. Shove.
Her arm whips around, gives you a hearty shove into the table that's nearby the bar, and
I'm
there's
gonna have
the
Bastion try to
spill.
catch him, make sure he doesn't hurt himself.
Okay.
Just like put an arm to make sure he doesn't like fall completely over.
Sure, you can stop her from falling onto the table, but she still gets pushed back enough that it knocks in the table. It kind of spills the meal and food and drink that they're having, and the couple rough and tumble people there get up from their seat all angry, saying "Hi!" and they immediately proceed on the lot of you as you are starting a bar fight.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Killian
Lena doesn't care about them.
Killian turns back. You really want to
She's still
start this,
looking at
Merc?
Tell us
Sure.
your name again.
Killian?
Yes.
6'4".
6'4". So Killian is definitely gonna be the tallest person in the room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some of the tough guys standing up from their table see him after standing up. They see him and they're like,
Yeah, you kind of like half a glance their way, and then back.
as all this commotion's going on, the one of the bartenders finally comes over and says, "All of you, out."
One ale before I leave. He puts
Out.
Fine, I'll do the empty one. And Killian takes the tankard he has and swacks it across Lena's face.
That's a roll.
Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and do initiative.
Great.
Yes. Are we just using this starting area as a map?
No.
Oh boy.
Of course he has it ready. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't know how hard
Well-
you all were going to try and get into a fight. So
Eric,
hold on, I'll drop you guys on.
this has been planned for months.
Are you dropping me, or should I
Oh,
do it?
I
Oh.
ooh,
Oh,
I just
it's already on the map.
a
Sorry.
couple of us
Oh, there's
already
two of them.
started there. Okay, there we go.
So
Yeah, move
arrange
over,
yourselves
Bastion.
however- yeah.
Move
I didn't
over.
move that.
Ba-
He was shoved between you two both, so he might actually be between you.
Nope,
So,
we
like, somewhere
pushed you
here.
back.
I
We
guess
Right,
pushed
you
you
did get
back,
pushed
and you
back.
went to help Nemea.
Okay, so I think right here, because then he can be pushed and also reach me from right there.
All
Sure.
right, I'm ready for this.
Well,
We just-
this is unfortunate, but
Unfortunate. Oh, that is unfortunate.
all these. Ooh, sorry, I
hate that little.
Just the imprecise numbers.
Yep,
it
I
was
don't like 'em.
The tiebreaker.
Yeah, he's got to add us to the turn order again.
Are we all rolling, or just the two?
If you're gonna
everyone
be
who
at
wants
it
to
all.
participate.
I'll take it. Put it.
Holy crap!
Nemea!
Your earlier thing
yeah,
was.
I'll take it with 15. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
God!
How did you even manage to do that?
Initiative
What?
0.
I want to imagine that Killian like swats the tankard across Lena, and the like the part of it like comes off the handle and into his face, or Bastion.
Bastion was just trying to return his dishes and be a polite guest.
You tried to get in the middle of a fight that's been brewing. Don't stop
Oh
us.
no, he just didn't see anywhere else he can get in.
Don't stop us.
The kind of rough and tumble guys instantly started to clear out as this started happening for whatever reason. You four are left at the center. There are some people scattered about watching this begin to unfold.
So should I do like
Oops, that is Tavern.
straight up
Oh, there we
Skyrim?
go. Skyrim music, let's go.
Yeah, just so you know, this is probably going to get copyright strike.
Oh, immediately.
Oh, shoot! I did not think about that.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. Every single one of the Saturday ones, I'm pretty sure, has been, so.
Not every single one, but most of them. It doesn't matter for the most part because we are not monetized in any way,
Yeah.
so
It's
Yeah.
true. You're correct.
it
Not
really
yet.
only affects that. But I'd rather not deal with the videos being taken down because somebody goes, "Oh no, don't use that music."
So
Yeah, fair.
if it's an improvised weapon, it would be
For good chill.
like strength and proficiency.
Yes. As long as it resembles another weapon.
I mean, a tankard got a handle.
I
What is,
can't.
like, it's the rule is if it resembles another weapon that is like reasonable, that you have proficiency with, it does. If it resembles no other weapon, it's just strength.
Eric.
So it's the cup, right?
He basically
about
like
that.
swung it to the side like an axe. I don't know if that is gonna work, but he's got like the handle and the weight at the front.
It would just be 1 plus strength.
Yeah, for damage.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying for him rolling to hit.
To hit. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, so proficiency. Sorry, proficiency with it
Improvised
to hit.
weapons. Gotcha. I'm not sure on the ruling on improvised weapons.
We just said it.
If it
Yeah,
resembles
if
a
it
weapon
resembles a
he's
weapon-
proficient with, then
Okay.
he has proficiency. Does it resemble
He's
a weapon
proficient.
well enough?
Let's go with it.
all right.
Okay.
I
So
Go
almost
with
want to
it
argue
and-
he's I almost want to argue he's proficient with tankard.
yeah, I was gonna say this isn't the first time he's done it. So let's just do it with Lex then. Nope. Okay, so he just hits Bastion in the face, and Bastion is going at the end of the round.
Oh man, Bastion didn't even want to fight.
Oh, it is exactly like you said. It accidentally comes off the tankard accidentally comes off the handle, but sooner than he thought.
Thunk.
Nemia, would you like to do anything?
So
Wait, wouldn't that have happened on Killian's turn?
Let's
I
say
was-
that's what started it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Yeah,
it was what
probably.
kicked the thing off.
Okay.
So you said this fight was mostly among us. You said the the
The
tough guy.
the tough guys, they cleared out real quick.
Hmm. So there's no like room to make other people jump in at the moment.
So for the most part, everyone is backed up to let this unfold. People
Of
don't
these two
seem to want
idiots.
to mess. Yeah, they
People
don't
are
seem to
like-
want to mess with Killian.
People are like over here,
Yeah,
How's
like
this,
in the
how's
corners.
this table looking?
Empty
just circling
currently.
around. Fight, 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 fight.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'll hop on the table and start playing a fighty song just
Sweet.
to get myself out of the focus.
Ooh, it's jaunty.
Alrighty. Killian, what would you like to do?
Can you just go for like a punch then?
Oh.
Bash just sitting there holding his bloody nose. Like, come on, man.
So that'd just be regular strength, right?
You're proficient with your unarmed strikes.
Oh, right. Yes. Good point.
Yep, it's in the rules.
All right. 13.
Ah, that does not hit.
Yeah, didn't think
You
so.
hit chainmail. As she is still
that would hurt, too.
armored from the road. So she just takes it in the side and just knuckles scrape across her.
All right, that's his turn.
Alrighty, Lena.
You punch like a child. And she is going to punch back. How's a 16?
16 would hit if he doesn't have a shield on him.
Yep, neither does she. So that's 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
She punches hard.
Oh yeah.
And that'll be it for her.
That's a
She's-
good hit. Yeah. Bastion, they're going at it.
You were not
That's
ready
just good.
at all.
No, I was not. It's going checks his nose. By the way, that isn't a 0.1. That's a negative 0.01. I have a negative.
You only have a negative because it's doing the tiebreaker thing. You really have a 0.
Oh,
No, I don't because I rolled a 0, but then the tiebreaker brings it even below 0
Mm,
because I have a
Yeah,
negative to
no,
initiative.
no.
that's what I mean. The tiebreaker is what brings
Oh.
it below 0. It would be
Oh, I know.
0.
I just find it so funny.
Okay.
I hope this is just what this turns into. Strength-based clerics can't move. So I'm gonna walk over, and is anyone sitting at this table next to me?
But not that one, no.
Okay, he's just gonna pick up the table and slam it between the two of them.
Yeah,
Just
that's
one-handed-
actually
One-handed over his head and slam it.
that's reasonable enough for you. Yes. This table comes flying in between you two, and
And he's
kind
just
of
gonna look-
like blocks you off from each other.
And then
Hey!
he's just gonna look at her, go like, manners, please, and look at him and go, that hurt. And then he's gonna just step past them over the bar counter and lift the dude over his shoulder to keep him out of the way.
Oh, okay, yeah, easy enough for you.
How did you do 6?
That is the most horrifying answer I have ever heard. Mario. Oh my god.
I told you she punched like a
Maniacal laughter. Wow.
Good luck, buddy. Who's going
Mario,
down?
For such a small and sweet person, you are absolutely terrifying.
You only think I'm sweet.
Give me a
Ariel, you can't say the word damn without feeling guilty sometimes.
I can say the word damn without feeling guilty just fine.
whole new
What is
side
it?
of her.
Oh, this is so fun.
Nemia.
Yeah, she'll continue her song, making the focus on Bastian. I don't know if I got his name, but he'll refer to him as the bard's friend.
Okay.
And do a was bardic inspiration a bonus action?
Yes, it's a bonus action.
Okay, awesome. Then I'll do a bonus action for you. I'll give you bardic inspiration.
Sweet. Maybe so useful when I get knocked out later.
And then I'll continue my song about that not to make a point that her joke about him hitting like a child was not that funny, and that she'll laugh about her own fight, and yes, Tasha's he just laughed on her.
On
Oh,
Lena.
Jeebus!
On Lena. Oh, come
You're
on.
the only person who's injured someone severely so far.
I want to win this.
Nemi, you don't understand. She doesn't need the help.
Wisdom
Yeah, I
saving
know.
throw.
What's not on there? What the heck? Just for that.
Sometimes when they get dragged on, it doesn't add the little bit at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
Doesn't
That
matter.
does not make it. Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Well-
do you have an intelligence of more than 4?
More than what?
4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just checking. Look, with Eric designing the characters, I can't be sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Lena just kind of doubles over, supporting herself with one arm on the bar, laughing. But there's also a snarl on her face through the laughter, and she shoots a glare in your direction, even while she
Please
laughs.
Please tell me the laugh sounds exactly like the evil laugh you just did for us.
It
mean-
might.
If you're okay with that, then yes.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Right. Killian.
Killian spits some.
Desperate, breathless.
Roll
laughter.
your wisdom save at the end of your turn as well, Ari.
Killian spits some blood to the side and just, bitch. He's got rage.
Uh huh.
Who?
Yeah. Nick, if I lose this fight because of you, Namia's gonna be buried.
He's gonna go
Fuck,
and
if
just
someone's gonna
like,
win the fight.
Lena's on the ground, right?
Yeah, technically she's fallen prone.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Are we doing double advantage or disadvantage on this?
She's incapacitated.
Yeah.
Well, is incapacitated an auto crit?
Nope, can't
No,
take
that's
actions or
unconscious.
reactions.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
So, yeah, prone and she can't do actions or reactions right now.
Right. So he's gonna go ahead and like give a kick at her with advantage.
Yep.
Um,
And each time I take damage, so I get to remake that
Choose a
save.
token on the screen to choose a target.
What the hell?
Oh, you.
Oh
yeah.
shit! Sorry guys. I mean, fuck it. Do it. Go for it.
Can't click Lena.
Dang. Okay. Never mind. I was playing around with some stuff. Sorry.
All right. How do I punch?
It's in your settings. Turn it off.
All right.
Oh, where is it?
Dark's name and attack on. Yep. Okay, you did. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that hits. 4 damage. Okay.
Yep. Just a boot into the gut.
And at that point, she makes another immediate. Nope. She's
With
still
advantage if you take
wheezing.
damage.
Oh, advantage if I take damage?
Yep.
Oh.
Ah, I see. So let me roll that again.
Is the damage correct on your
17?
punch?
Yeah, it's 1 plus strength.
yeah.
That makes it.
1 plus strength.
Okay, yeah.
Oh
There's...
no, he's got 1d0.
Don't worry about
Although
that.
it's got the 1 at the end. Either way.
So advantage
s-
to 17.
Does
I
a
believe that
17?
saves.
All right. Right before her turn.
Keep laughing.
Elena jumps up. Says, cheap shot. If that bard hadn't interfered. And at that point, she's going to. Basically, I'm just going to do an unarmed strike, but I want to flavor it. She's trying to, grab hold of his collar and just pull him into a punch.
'Kay.
That's a crit.
Oh.
Holy.
Square in the nose.
I think it only does an additional 1 damage, but oh.
So yes, potentially 7 damage, and she's going to go ahead and bonus action Second Wind to regain 5 hit points.
Oh. I'll say that when you
so she's
struck him in
actually
the
back at
face, Nimia's gonna pluck a note like, because
So-
she didn't expect that and she's now furious.
All right.
With
Oh,
7
no.
damage, how you feeling?
It's not 7. It's 3.
Oh, true.
Is it 3 or 4?
3.
Yeah.
Go with
Which way does
down.
it- which way does it? Yeah. All right, but still 3 more damage on you.
Yep.
And she's going to raise her voice and shout, "Stay out of this!" I'm teaching this rich prick a lesson.
Bastion, you see this
Bastion's going-
unfolding.
Yep. He's just gonna first carry the bartender over to here, get him out of the way.
Yep.
Gonna place him on the ground. I'm just gonna look at him. It's like, once whoever wins, do you want me to clean up the other one?
Get them out if you can. I'm gonna. And he kind of like he ducks in the back.
Okay. And he's going to turn around and.
Oh,
point
my
at
bad.
Killian.
Sorry, you should have taken 2 more.
Oh?
Oh,
Rage.
Oh. From rage. That's okay. I healed enough to have basically. I am at. I'm down 1
All right.
Yeah.
because I healed more than you dealt.
Yeah, but
technically.
we're doing small numbers. I'll take any number I can get.
Right.
Oh yes, level 1.
Yep. So Bastion is going to turn to Killian and kind of like run his hand down the handle of Maul and just point at him and say, "Flee." And cast-
Oh.
Always with the
Command.
interference.
I was told to make it easier.
You were told to stay
On
the
who?
hell out of it.
Oh, I was told by the
Killian.
bartender. You guys are in a rage. I don't care about you two. I was told by the bartender of this fine establishment who I had a wonderful meal from to get you two out.
All right. So who's that on?
You.
All right. What save is
DC
that?
13, I think? Yeah, wisdom save DC 13.
19.
Okay. Keep going. Shrugs and goes,
You,
Okay.
you feel
and he's
the
just gonna... Go ahead.
Keep meddling.
Grab
You're
hold of-
next.
In
Maul.
that case, he will just draw the maul into his hand and just wait there.
handed, two-handed,
Two-handed.
two-hand. Yeah. Back to the top.
Yes. Let's see. So I'm pretty close to Lena. So do I see people gathered at least in this table?
Oh, actually that table is no longer there. That's the one that got thrown up.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Then I'll go use my distance to go to this table and get some cover at a distance.
Duck in with a couple people that are hiding
Yeah.
behind the table.
I'll continue my song and simply. No, I'll simply continue my song. I don't want to meddle.
Not anymore.
Yeah, no.
And it is a very hearty battle song. Brilliant.
All right. He's gonna go for another punch. Nope.
Doesn't connect. You've had just a bit too much, my friend.
Ducks out of the way. Too bad all that gold couldn't buy you skill. And she punches back. 24 to hit, 6 bludgeoning, cut down to 3 by your rage.
Things are looking a bit rough for you, Killian, as this woman has given you a good licking so far.
So, did you buy that wolf around your shoulders? I killed mine.
Ooh, Bastion, it's your turn.
He's just gonna kind of stand here with Nemea and just kind of be like, so whichever one wins, should we try to kick him out after? By the way, name's Bastion. You can put in a hand to shake it. To Nemea.
Nick? Are you there?
Oh, sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Sorry about that. So Bastion's gonna put out a hand to you and like go to shake it. It's like, name's Bastion. Whoever wins, should we try to remove them from here?
With your help and me maybe a few meters behind you, we can surely do so.
Oh, for sure.
Name's
Don't
Nemea,
worry,
by
they,
the
they won't be
one.
able to. They won't be flailing about much. Don't worry.
Okay.
They're just gonna sit there casually, and if there is food on the table, pick at it.
You pick through some of, like, there's like a tray that was brought out for whoever was sitting here previously, and you kind of just pick through
you
unhuman
can
stuff.
cast
And I'll pass you the platter.
And as he bites down, he's gonna cast guidance on himself.
Okay. Yeah, Nemia, do you join in or do you kind of sit back and watch them do their thing?
So we might how we might interfere in this. I'll discuss it with Bastian. How do you think is the best way to approach this?
Well, frankly, I say we let the woman win the fight. She seems to have it pretty handily done. And then once that's finished, we can make sure she doesn't cause any more trouble.
Seems
I
good
can
enough.
I can take care of dragging out the big one if you want.
Okay, as long as you keep her away from me, I don't think she took it kindly that I make her laugh a bit.
I feel like no one should be punished for a good joke.
And that's it.
Killian.
Killian kind of stumbles for a sec, wipes his face, like blood smearing down. He's like, "This is far from my limit. You're gonna have to try harder than that."
Oh no.
Oh no! Bonus action to hit die roll.
Wait, no,
for hit
I know what that word means. Hold on, I know what that word means. Excuse me?
Yeah.
And how?
Interesting. Einherji?
Excuse me?
Yeah, you the bonus action you gain 6 temporary hit points.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right. Hey, what's it for the wolf?
What do you mean?
Is it bonus action? Is it free action?
Item interaction is technically free
All right.
if you just want to flip it up for it.
He's just. You want to know about this wolf? He kind of like pats it off. Yeah, and he'll just kind of flip it up. So
You see, he flips up this wolf hood, and it's kind of like the head of the wolf on top of it, so it looks, it's very thematic.
Like a hood? Over his head, or.
Basically.
Ah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
Ooh, that hits.
so
Why advantage?
4 damage.
don't worry about it.
More
advantage, or-
raging, right?
Yep, 2 more.
Ah, yes. +2.
Yes, it is at advantage.
Okay.
As he kind of like grabs the collar in return and just like brings the forehead to forehead,
Okay.
both hitting her pretty hard and knocking some sense into himself. He's got a bit of a glint to his eyes now. That's his turn.
Okay, out of nowhere, you are put on the back foot, Luna.
Yeah. She reels for a second, catches herself on the bar, looks at him. Huh. Pup has teeth. And then she's going to reel back and attempt another punch. That's only a
catches
12.
it.
That's- Yep.
Yep, unfortunately, that does not hit.
Ah, I miss having action surge. Oh well.
I was
Oh, right,
specifically.
that's the next level.
Yep. I was
Oh,
banking
okay.
on that.
Level 1.
Yep.
So, Bastion, this fight has quickly turned.
Kind of like, oh, maybe I'll have to carry out the big one. Don't worry, he has a vendetta against me, not you. And kind of like just hefts them all once more. It's like, I think I have the advantage.
Okay.
I'm just
Mimia,
gonna
the fight
ready
has
an action in case. I'm just gonna fashion ready an attack action in case someone comes towards him to attack.
Easy enough.
Oh,
So, Nemia.
that seems like not fair. Let's see. We can do a bit of a give and take on this one. Let's see if we can inspire her a bit.
Okay, do you sing a song, say some words?
Yeah, I'll start picking up like a short burst that turns into maybe a chant from the few people that's gathered around us. I'm
Okay.
like encouraging them to sing for the great champion that laughs as hard as she strikes.
Oh God!
Okay, Lena, you have inspiration.
Yay!
Gillian.
Killian's going to pick up a bar stool.
hmm
Okay,
Can we equate that to the damage of a club?
I suppose.
All right. So I'm just going to use the punch, but I'll roll in extra. Actually, yeah, I'll just do the athletics and then do a thing.
1d4
Yeah.
plus strength plus 2.
Yep, let's do athletics. 22 to
Is
hit.
everything at advantage now? Yes, it does.
He seems to be moving much. It's much more harder to anticipate his movements as his blows are hitting
God
you solidly.
damn it! I was gonna use something, but nope. Nope. That's it. That's a knockout.
That's 7 damage on that one because it's plus 2.
Yep.
Alrighty.
That's it. She can do nothing
so-
about that.
Solid connect from the stool.
He's
Oh,
doing
okay.
non-lethal at the very least. He's not aiming to kill.
Yeah. So, solid blow sends Lena to the ground. Right as you see the couple guards kind of come storming in as they raise their spears at you. Say, everyone, halt!
He kind of like turns like, oh, and like pulls the wolf hood back.
Bastion's gonna just like slowly put the maul back on his back and just be like, wave at them.
You see the bartender kind of come around the corner and says, "Take them all away, causing a ruckus."
I look at the bartender with like, hands up.
And
What? Come on.
those two, and so the guards will kind of come over to Killian and Lena, and say, "Come with us. Don't make us use force."
Do you,
To Lena's
Listen, Lena doesn't
unconscious
argue.
body.
I was gonna say, can Killian
Well,
give
no,
a check to
chill.
make she's not bleeding out at least? Like he non-lethal,
Sure.
but just double check.
You can make a medicine check.
He's not great at those, but it's the thought that counts, right? 4.
She's dying.
She's probably
totally
fine.
dying.
She's probably fine.
She took a nap. She has an narcolepsy and she passed out halfway
You
through
know-
the fight, that's all.
It's probably just some wine on the ground. No big deal.
Can I do?
He'll
how
like
bad
pick
does
her up
she look?
if he can.
Does she look? Well, she's unconscious, I guess. But
He looks
does she
looks
look
over.
Like,
Hey, Scald. And looking at the tiefling.
huh?
You know your magic, right?
Yeah. A bit. Does
Get her
it
moving
seems
again.
fascinated.
Before I remember your little intervening.
Technically,
Oh,
he didn't
you-
intervene with you. Bastion's gonna just stay from the back.
She's got a point, you know. I don't
In
know.
fact, he
him,
helped
so
you
I
out there. You wouldn't have landed that first attack if he didn't help you. She didn't help you.
He kind of gives like a
That's-
glance over.
I'll keep
And
my
turns-
honor,
Bastion just waves.
and I'll heal her. 6 point.
Dylan's kind of like propped her up on the bar.
The moment she is awake, is she still over? Like, is she still being picked up by Killian?
No, he's like put her like arms on the back of the bar.
Okay. Because she springs awake fighting.
Yep.
Basically.
If he can, he'll
And-
like catch a punch, just like, it's over. Guards are here.
Can she try to connect one punch?
Go for it. Please.
See if he catches it? 17?
Yeah.
I would like to note that she's going to use something. There is a flash of light, and you take an additional 5 radiant damage.
He's out.
That's what I was hoping for.
Oh, okay.
That is
Out of
exactly what I was
nowhere, this punch just lands.
Can he go
and
through the
you feel
bar?
this searing pain. No, you don't go through the bar. It's just this searing pain that comes with this punch and just kind of lights out for you.
He'll
then
like. There's a
she-
second he like stops on the other foot. It's like, not. Yeah.
So at this point, The
And she
guards,
stops and looks at the others. Oh.
guards, instantly, spears up, pointed at you.
Hey, easy.
Ouch. And like they're both very hesitant. And then you see them look over at the, Killian on the ground. And they look between each other like, I'm not picking him up.
Who's wrapping the
That's
tape around the
okay.
gator's mouth?
Don't worry
Bastion's
about
just
it.
gonna walk
I'll-
over and sling him over my shoulder.
Alright, he's got him. As for you two, don't worry, I'm not going to fight you. And she's going to, I believe she's supposed to have a rank insignia from her old post as part of her
Yes.
back.
You
She's-
would.
Whatever that is, she'll just go ahead and flash it real quick. Don't worry. He had a problem. I dealt with it. And she's going to head out of the bar. After putting down some coin, whatever it would cost to cover whatever tab she ran up for the night.
I would say that you've already covered that, so we don't have to deal
Okay.
with any money right now.
Sounds good.
They were like the guards seem to be about ready just to like escort you out, but no one seems to want to go near you, so they kind of just hesitantly stand back as you walk out. And Bastion, you easily enough sling Killian over your shoulder, and you can walk out with him as it's already kind of late into the night. You can take him back to the other inn that you're supposed to be staying at.
Okay.
And kind of retire for the night. When you, I don't know if you want to bring him back up or kind of just let him sleep it off.
Oh, I'm gonna let him sleep it off. He was a good fighter, but yeah, he didn't do me any favors. So
Yeah. So you can, when you get back to the inn, you can kind of gather where he's supposed to be sleeping, and the innkeep there will kind of help you, get him there. As everyone kind of retires for the night, as tomorrow is a big day. So, okay. So, each of you,
Is that a whole long
So
rest?
you'll have- a long rest, yes. A long rest for each of you.
Thank you.
Great.
So, each of you is here for a wedding. You each received an invitation at some point, directing you to go to the Anchor's Rest, and lodging would be provided for you. And on the first star date of the harvest season, there would be a grand event next to the Castellan Manor. Sorry, one second. Castellan Manor in the town of Brilton. So you can kind of, from a couple of you can probably see out a window and see the wedding kind of being set up in a courtyard. You're not too far away from the manor and from where the event is taking place. Killian and Lena wake up with, probably a few bruises,
Oh, fuck.
some interesting pain, and you were told, you weren't specifically told attire for the event, but you each know L'Oreal, and she doesn't seem to care so much about that kind of thing. She more so just wanted you there and present. So all of you will probably go, maybe some of your nicer clothes, but still, your armor and your gear, and you have everything with you still. You probably each eat breakfast at a certain point. Let's see.
Killian's chewing. He's just like, ow, ow, ow. Like it's like every
Everyone-
bite into the bacon.
Everyone roll a d20.
Oh boy.
real quick, does Bastion when he wakes up in the morning see Killian downstairs?
Oh god.
Well then.
Oh god.
Yes. You literally. Okay, that was the important part right there. Sorry. What does Bastion do?
I was wondering if he sees Killian when he comes down for breakfast.
So Bastion, you're the first one up, wide awake in the morning. You probably got your food first. So you're sitting at a table eating your food, as from two separate sides of the inn, you see Killian and Lena walk down same time
Eyes
and
lock.
proceed to get some breakfast.
Just stop at the bottom step.
Bastion is slowly reaching for another table with his off hands.
There's the little like line of electricity in between the eye lines.
Without losing eye contact, just start kind of slowly walking sideways
Yeah, he's
around the
going
circumference
to
of the
go
room.
get breakfast.
Yeah.
Yep.
You each get breakfast. Like you barely lose eye contact as you sit at tables, kind of on opposite ends, but staring each other down still while eating. Forceful eating. It's almost a competition
Ow.
at this point.
Ow. Ow.
Bastion's actually going to invite the two of them to sit at the table with him.
How does he do that? You gotta convince him.
He
Mhm.
just looks over and says, "I've got more breakfast than anyone wants," and he kind of gestures to each of you with his massive plate of food.
Lena is still eyes locked on Killian. I'm fine.
Bacon's on me. Come on, you guys got your fight out. Your issue's been settled. You both managed to knock each other out. Come, let's have breakfast.
Nemea will pass by and say, "Well, and you actually got the first story of the wedding. That's a good, I guess."
The
There's
What?
wedding.
always
You guys
a
here for the
story
wedding
in the
too?
wedding.
For the first time, her eyes leave Killian.
Yeah,
You're
same
here for that too?
Oh,
Oh, seems-
I just
Chew.
assumed we mostly.
Wait, you?
Wait, you?
It seems we all are.
The
Oh,
hell?
what a wonderful bachelor party will be.
I mean, it looked like a bachelor party.
He's like looking over, like, how the hell did a person like you get invited?
Ah, and what exactly do you mean by that?
Had better words
With
if you'd
fists
like
shoot
'em.
lightning.
Go
As-
ahead.
As you take a
Yada.
second, you look around, and the actual it's not your normal common fare of people. It's actually a wide, eclectic group of people of all sorts of races and temperaments and weapons. It almost looks like a small small army,
Like a
of
small
these
folder
people
labeled
that-
PC choices.
basically. Yes.
Hmm.
You get the sense that L'Oreal's type of people is not your standard fare.
I have to ask. There's just one dude sitting on a wolf somewhere, isn't there?
It's just what?
Just one dude sitting on a wolf?
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember that
I
being one of the
remember
characters.
those choices.
Yeah.
yes, there is a halfling with a sizable wolf kind of in one of the corners. Yes.
Avoiding both Killian and
Yeah, I was
Lane,
gonna say
wearing
that.
the pelts of his
Yep.
brethren.
That's why I asked.
Yes. It is not happy to see either of you.
Maybe it's been outside for a while because of this.
Also, I'm going to assume generally we're not to interact with these people lest we play them later after one of us dies.
They tend to avoid you guys as
Word is carried.
yeah, word is carried. There's already been a fight. Wedding hasn't even started yet.
Hmm. And I don't mean to be rude, but if that guy got invited, and I point at the wolf, I had no doubt about you. I think.
Makes fair point.
Right. Okay. She'll get up. She'll go over to Killian, and she'll put out her hand. Truce.
You
For
gotta, like,
L'Oreal.
looked for a second. Gets up.
Unless you're invited by the other one.
It's like,
Still, truce.
no, it's her. He puts it.
Oddly enough, the general consensus is that everyone is like, "Who is this guy?"
Uh-huh. He kind
very-
of looks like a who is this guy?
It's like a very mild-mannered guy. You've probably seen him at some point. You haven't seen L'Oreal, but you've probably seen Alan at some point.
Would
And he's
Bastion
kind of
know him
a
at all?
mild,
Bastion know him?
scholarly type.
Uh.
No, he does not know him.
Bit of a string bean.
Yeah, a little bit.
Got that Richter build.
No, not quite. He's a little more average than Richter.
Oh,
But
right.
yes.
He has like one extra an apple a day or something.
Something like that, yes.
But yeah, Killian shakes the hand. Real quick, grip test.
Yeah,
course.
athletics.
Mm,
There's a tiny little crunch.
that hand still hurts.
Yeah.
It was probably crunched yesterday, and he's just like,
Bastion
There's a
kinda looks-
truce, but
Can Bastion look at the two of them and go, "Do you two want to arm wrestle me?
She looks over.
You can each take one hand."
Well,
that's confident.
all right, Raumi. Let's try this.
I wouldn't look down on me as much as you are. He walks up.
Well, I'm not looking down at you. Just I've hurt people by accident before, and I don't.
Yeah, quiet, you cocky bastard.
okay, so 3 of you athletics checks.
Wait, is this actually like no? Lena's gonna stand
No,
back.
he's
for turn.
no, he's gonna offer one hand to each of you.
Like,
Okay, somebody's gonna be arm wrestling left-handed then.
it's
Yeah.
true. That's a fair point. They
There
may
is
not be
no other way to
comfortable
do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is Killian right-handed?
I think so.
Because I think Lena is. I assumed. So okay, that's
It's up
not
to
gonna
you.
work too well.
It's okay. I'm using my offhand too.
She's gonna look down at Bastion and say, "No, I'll wait my turn."
All right, and he'll sit across the table and he'll put one silver piece down on his side.
A veritable gold mine for the average person.
Yep, and Killian like raises an eyebrow and it's like, oh, you are confident.
No, but you look like the type who won't take anything less, so might as well.
Cocky
all
fucker.
think the
And he
same?
puts a silver down.
There is kind of a crowd looking on now. As there's a good pot of money in on this.
2 silver hit the table and everyone's like, huh? What? All the rogues like stand up on end.
Basically. Oh yes.
And I'm just
So, Killian and Lena, when you woke up this morning, you were both down a silver.
Oh,
Oh.
what the?
Nice.
Oh, come on! I don't have that much of that.
I know.
All right, and I'm gonna cast just about like putting my hand on my own knee and just cast guidance on myself as we sit down.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, whenever you're ready. It's athletics from.
Oh God. Oh.
Damn it.
Oh.
Didn't even
So
need the
Killian,
guidance.
you go in full force on him because he's
Are we
got to
doing
have
this incrementally or is this just a one-on-one?
a one-on-one.
I mean more so like, is it just like one roll each or are we doing like back and forths here?
We'll don't want to spend too much time. on
Fair
this. Get to the actual wedding,
Alright.
Yeah, you give it your all because he's got to be hiding something, and like at the beginning, you begin to like push him down, and he just seems to keep cool and calm and just slam your hand back.
He's like losing ground. He's like, bastard. Don't look down. With the
Killian's not having a good time with these people.
question, with the 25 and 26, does the table crack at all?
That table has seen better days. It's
Okay.
definitely creaking, but
Okay, because I'm he wants to at least take the win of doing some property damage
that's already been done. Don't worry.
in this
Yeah.
establishment, not the other one.
Yeah, we threw a table through a bar a minute ago, dude.
Hey, Bastion.
Shit.
He kind of just nods and he notices the crack on the table and is going to cast Mending on it before the next bout as he kind of takes his 2 silver.
Killian like flicks it over at him.
He'll take it and says, "Apologies, just mild chastising. The Divine Ford."
Yeah, when you got all that armor on you with the extra weight. He gets up.
Sore loser.
I offered to do just one hand and do each of you, but you made your choice.
Lena sits down. No silver. I don't have that kind of money to throw around like you.
Then how about I offer you his silver?
His silver I'll take, but I don't have much to put
Oh, you
down
don't have
in
to wager.
exchange.
That's right. I was planning to face each of you for 1 silver from each of you, so instead, still saving money this way.
All right then. She puts up her elbow and athletics. Is he
Athletics.
taking the time to cast guidance on himself first, or?
Yeah, he's basically he would have cast it in the middle of the conversation with Killian.
21. God damn!
Christ.
God damn!
Man.
That's a
Killian-
28.
Divine
Killian
Ford.
Same
is
rolls before.
taking solace in the fact that Lena lost 2.
So Bastion doesn't look like much, right? He's how tall is Lena?
Oh yeah, he's not huge.
Lena's like 5'9".
Right. Okay, so Bastion is taller than you,
A
but
couple
he
inches,
is like nothing. He's good. He's shorter than
Regular
Killian, though,
dude
but-
height.
and he's well built. Like he's you can tell he's a strong guy, but there's just something incredibly deceptive about him, as there's an immense amount of strength in when he instantly puts your arm to the table.
She pulls back and rotates her elbow. Thor! Where did you get
Oh,
that?
Practice and send an offering through, and you forge metal long enough, you get a good eye for that kind of
Oh,
angles and levers.
blacksmith. Makes
so-
sense.
What's your trade of choice?
This. She pats the sword at her side.
Making, repairing, or using?
Using.
Do you mind if I take a look at it, just see how it's holding up?
She'll look him over. She'll give him a quick basic insight check, but I'm sure it's fine, so I'm not going to roll. But
Killian's Killian's taking a seat and just kind of like watching this conversation as well.
And she'll basically unsheath the sword and lay it on the table in front of him.
Just plain steel?
It is plain steel. It, like the rest of her equipment, has marks of wear and use, but it's been kept clean and sharp. I don't know if there's anything like a maker's mark or anything on it. That's up to Eric. That's not something
Particularly,
that I,
no.
yeah,
Just a standard
Okay.
issue.
clean, simple,
Okay.
serviceable.
He'll kind of just take a look at it, and as he's running his hand down the blade and looking it over, just casting Mending for any kind of nicks and small scratches on it, just to upkeep it, just a bit if there's anything to it at all.
Yeah, no. If you give it
Even if it's not on the
few
edge.
minutes. You give it a good few minutes, and you see him just kind of weaving magic into it. And there's this one scratch that really bugged you in the handle for years, but obviously it's your best blade. Why would you get rid of it? And it is completely fresh and clean and almost basically brand new.
That's not the usual skill of a blacksmith.
No, I'm quite lucky in that regard. Mr. Killian, was it? Would you like me to do a similar service for you?
Mine's no cheap metal though, and he pulls it out and hands it over.
Any kind of magic or anything special to it?
So it is different material. You
That's good, because he has a particular interest in materials.
it is not it is seemingly much stronger than your standard steel. There's nothing inherently magical about it. There's just something about the make of it. You know of a few different kinds of steel that are,
Killian's gonna
widely
speak up
regarded
real
as
quick. He's gonna say,
Yeah.
"Y- You're looking at the metallic pride of the Old Kingdom."
So this would
Ah,
be Valiant steel.
steel. Okay. Kind of looks at it and says, "Huh, impressive. Small spender. I see. Would you like to inspect mine?" And he'll take off them all and just let him look at it for a second.
Also, for
And I have a
sake,
picture. Actually, I'll drop the Discord.
I was gonna say, for sake of reference on Killian's as well, it's probably just like basic longsword, but with the end kind of has that kind of like a round what's the
Okay,
thing
so
on the end?
tip.
Like
Paul.
pommel. The
Oh,
pommel is like that round one, and kind of like emblazoned on it is like a crest with a wolf. If that's okay with Eric.
That's fine.
The crest would be the crest, but yes.
He'll just run like a simple mending all over it and hand him them all while he does so.
You just kind of clean it up as well.
What
Any nicks, anything.
can Killian tell about the mall? He's no smith, but he's
It's
heavy.
it is heavier than your standard maul, just a little bit. It's well forged. It's like you've had a handle on a good deal of weapons in your time, and this one's just really well done. Like you could almost consider this like some masterwork weapon, but it is still just like a plain weapon.
he's kind of like swinging it and weighting it in his hands. Like, you've got a core of lead in this thing, or what?
No, not lead actually. We use it was a bit of an alloy between some heavier metals to give the tip a bit of weight. But here, let it sit on your palm. It doesn't even tip over.
Well balanced. It's good.
Kind of puts it over.
He'll replace it on his back and hand his weapon back to him. Yeah.
Actually, of note too, there might have been a scratch through the crest.
Would he have
Scratched
needed to
through
repair
it.
that with the mending?
Okay.
Yeah.
Would he have allowed that to be repaired?
Well, he was probably looking at the mall during this, so I'm just curious if Bastion would have.
Yeah, he would have any scratches or anything. He would have immediately mended it.
All right. He'll just kind of look at it and go, put it back.
Now that we've bared blades to each other and no one's hurt, can we sit down for a meal?
He kind of looks over. You offered your bacon. He like snatches a piece off the plate.
Take as you wish. Consider a consolation prize for the silver.
You all.
He gives that thought and takes some more bacon. And some more bacon.
Yeah, a silver of bacon is a lot of bacon.
Yeah. He just thought about that for a second. He's like, I'm gonna just eggs too. And
At some point, you
hash
probably would have
browns.
had to. Yeah, you probably would have had to go ask the bartender for more food. And since this is all paid for, you kind of just you guys keep ordering more food,
Killian
You
eats for
pass the
more
time.
than his size, by the way.
which is ridiculous since he's already huge.
Yep. He's
imagine,
he's full Goku diet. We're doing it.
I imagine Bastion does the same, but just with far more manners.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, you all can pass the morning eating breakfast and perhaps even getting into actually exchanging meaningful words instead of grunts and fists.
Are you saying those
long-
don't have meaning?
How long does it take for Lena to notice the cat?
And
She was
you
a
can
bit
make-
busy last night.
You know what?
but-
Killian as well, yeah.
Mhm.
You guys are sitting at the table with Nemia and the cat. I'm assuming it would come up.
Yeah, but Nemia wasn't
I'm-
exactly the focus of conversation up until now.
Yep, we
Until
haven't.
now.
No, when
It's gonna
you
be-
guys talked about weapons, she looked at her old pawn shop rapier, and she just fidgeted for a while out of her game. That's not her sort of thing.
Where are you
Sure,
from,
sounds
Scald?
good.
He looks towards Nemia.
Excuse me?
Bard.
Oh, Bard. Not really. I've studied in Elender. That's mostly what I was raised in the Cherrymore Valley.
Was it a
Uh,
Bardic college?
Yeah, general idea of that.
Oh, okay.
Ilian, you probably would be like, you're aware of the country.
Yeah.
Lena,
it-
you probably don't know.
Is it the equivalent of like Hollywood or something, or?
It's not quite Hollywood. It's more of
Cincinnati.
there is a there's a bard school there. There's an arcane magic school there.
Mhm.
That's basically what they're known for.
Yeah, I
those
was gonna
two
say
things.
like you say the name and you're like, oh, that's the one with the blank and the blank.
Yes, basically, yeah.
Okay. Yep. He's just like, yeah, I guess that makes what's that on your shoulder?
Oh, this is chili beans. Say hi, chili, and she'll do. Yeah.
I'll toss chili a piece of bacon.
And
They
Lena's
go
face
well together,
has
but
gone
he's
full,
not
like-
of here.
big eyes.
Killian
She's
has
staring.
this like tensity to his face, like he's trying to hold something in.
He'll
Bastion
look
is
at-
watching with a joyous expression.
He'll
What a
look at you
beautiful
three and
creature.
say, "Yes, you can pet her."
And Lena immediately offers a hand for Chili to sniff, and then starts scritching behind the ears.
Of note, if you would either of you try to pick Chili up?
If the opportunity presents
Yeah.
itself.
So, standard cat. Of note though is probably a little bit heavier than you'd expect,
Hmm.
but otherwise it's a cat.
They've all got the strength for it.
Definitely.
It's a happy weight of cat.
Yeah. Though she might appear all fur, she does have quite the belly.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
don't say that to her out loud. She'll.
I
just-
assumed it was all muscle. Fierce little warrior.
She'll purr at that.
Claws and teeth have weight too, and he's just kind of like running the fingers through the fur.
Ah, the ultimate bonding tool to the great warriors. Cat.
Kind of like shoots a look Bastion's way, and then it falters, and he goes back to the cat.
It's a way to even out the odds. If I happen to cross the people who are on the short percentage that hate bards and their music, I think I have a greater chance with Chili on my side.
You're better than the first one there, I'll say that much.
So, the food continues. The cat kind of gets passed back and forth.
Hot potato cat.
You guys get used to each other's company, and this probably passes for a good portion of the morning. As it approaches midday, you do know that. Yep, there you go. That picture. Yes.
Drew that week's ago.
It gets closer towards noontime, which is getting closer to. Actually, hold on. Let me take a look at this. Yes, so it is getting closer to when the wedding is supposed to start. If anyone would care to take a peek out a window at the setup, you would see people are actually starting to arrive and take seats outside in preparation for the event.
Lena's too focused on the cat.
At some point, though, you all would need to make your way out, unless you choose to miss the wedding. So someone with more sensible head on their shoulders can
Mm-hmm.
kind of guide everyone.
Bar's just like,
Please.
guys, we gotta go. Kick my cat back.
Uh, yeah, I don't know how you got to be invited, but I'm trying to maintain that good relationship. So let's just move this uh cat tossing outside. I think
Oh,
we can pick a few seats that are near enough for this.
it's already time?
It looks like it,
Oh,
unless people queue for it.
Yeah,
but
we
we
So,
only just
you would have
met. And she
noticed that
twitches the cat behind the ears and then passes her reluctantly over.
we should be going. Yes, we should, and just under the chin.
actually at this point that it is actually kind of cleared out, and you're pretty much the last people there. There's a good sizable crowd now sitting at the event.
Yeah, she'll be mad if we miss it. And he gets up.
Yeah.
You all, get up, go outside, take a very short stroll down to where the event is taking place. You guys have all waited so long that you now have to find kind of random seats in the crowd. So you all take your spots, and things kind of, there's this kind of low chatter amongst the people. Um, None of you are sitting next to each other,
Mm.
and they're the only people you've somewhat made acquaintance with during this whole thing. So you're kind of each sitting there grumbling, except for Bastion, who's probably just trying to make friends. Maybe Nemia. I don't know what she's up to.
Bastion's being friendly at least.
There might be a point where, like, between all the heads, like, Killian and Leon, like, lock eyes for a second, go, and then turn back forward.
Um, at some point, you see kind of the equivalent of a minister make his way to the kind of this gazebo in front of the event.
Everyone get down. It's the gazebo.
We sneak up on it.
And then at some point, you see Alan walk out, nicely dressed. A nice suit on him, kind of still a little bit dingy, but he's somewhat pulled himself together. You see him make his way, take his place at the gazebo. He looks nervous as all hell, sweating bullets. He is a mess right now.
That guy couldn't bench press a pillow.
Lynn is sitting there probably thinking the equivalent of, well, I don't know why she picked him, but she did.
Yeah, on the picture itself, he doesn't look quite.
Right, I can
Happy.
show that, right?
Yes, you can.
Right click.
He's
to
a bit
players.
timid.
There it is.
Yep, I pulled him up earlier, actually.
He must be a wonderful person.
He has a great personality. I'm sorry, that's mean.
Couldn't make his way out of a wet paper bag.
There's kind of the chatter going on as everyone's waiting, and then you kind of see the doors open on the manor. Kind of like there's these outside doors, not like the main front doors, but like a side door basically. And instantly, the like the bards and people with instruments that kind of this orchestra that's set up to the side begins playing. As out walks L'Oreal. Players.
I imagine
kind of this
everyone
is
goes crazy.
it's dead quiet. Everyone's really respectful of this. She's in a nice dress, not very frou-frou at all, more practical as you would imagine from her. It's not like a full white, kind of like more this off-white. It's not like a full gown. It goes to her knees a bit, and you can see she's still wearing boots, because of course. Flowers with her, and she walks out, and she looks genuinely happy. So, whatever qualms you may have with Alan or the whole engagement, she does look happy. And so she slowly makes her way up the aisle. You can look back to Alan, and he's on seeing her. He's got this big old cheesy grin on his face, and he's kind of relaxed a bit. Take that as you will. L'Oreal makes it up to the front, takes her place across from Alan in the gazebo. And, the music is continuing for a little bit as she's like adjusting and getting the dress all situated. And continue playing, although a bit quieter. And the minister begins speaking in a loud voice. We're gathered here today to celebrate the union, and he continues in this manner, typical wedding stuff. So,
Continue.
Anna, sitting there in the crowd, and we get this horrendous feeling that something's about to happen.
All of us?
No, Lena,
Oh, okay.
just
Uh-huh.
Lena, as it's not quite a vision. It's more of just like this sense of dread and terror and panic, not from you, but more of like a vibe, a feeling that's kind of spread through the crowd.
Right. She's going to kind of start to edge her shield around so that it's ready. She's got one hand resting just on the hilt of her sword, and she's going to start looking in all directions.
Make a perception check.
That's only a 6. I cannot roll high on that.
Okay, so you unfortunately not catch it in time. You hear this noise, kind of like this low whistle from a building near you guys into the ground, probably towards the front of the crowd in the middle aisle, and you see this burst of smoke billows out from it, and people begin to shriek, and all the instruments go quiet as this big old cloud of smoke expands, and people start shrieking, and everyone gets up and starts moving and running out of their seats and trying to get away. As this is happening, Lena, you finally are able to see where it came from, as there's this kind of rough and tumble looking guy, like a mercenary thug type, on the roof of one of the buildings. And you see him kind of pulling out a crossbow. And you take a look back and you see a couple more walk up from like where the back of the crowd is. As the crowd's trying to file out of the rows and to get away, they're kind of stopped by these two holding crossbows out to stop them. And this cloud of smoke, envelops Killian and Bastion. Nemia, you're just outside it.
Question. Sorry.
Yes.
Since we were
Go for it.
some of the last ones there, were we in aisle seats?
Oh, so you had to kind of squeeze your way into what was available.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
So-
say
There's
if there's any time to react, as soon as the building starts falling, Bastion is already like making his way towards the building.
no, there's no building is falling.
Oh, I thought you said, it looks like the building was like damaged, smoking fire, right?
Oh, so-
Something building.
So the thug on top threw something that landed in the middle of the aisle that she walked down,
Oh,
and that
got it.
started bellowing smoke out of it. Sorry.
Misunderstood. My apologies.
So there's some commotion as people are fighting to get their way out. You all are trying to get your bearing and get ready.
Chairs are being thrown over
And
shoulders.
yep, you're able to kind of get your bearings and get ready. We are going to go to well, I link to the right place.
Yep.
Initiative. So, anyone in the black circle, you cannot see out of it.
What black circle? Where's the
that
black
not-
circle?
Is that not on the right thing?
I don't see any.
What is
circles.
not?
see.
Whoops.
A lot of people.
Sorry.
There we go.
Okay.
Need
Oh,
that.
okay.
I need to change that. I need to change that right. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so if you are within the black circle, you cannot see what is going on.
Well
Quick
then.
question, Eric.
It is
I
very yes,
did I move Chile on my turn, or do I roll initiative?
with you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, whenever you move, Chili will go. Keep it simple. Okay. Shoot, I had all these rolled, but you know.
When you cleared earlier, you probably.
Yep.
know.
Hey, you knew we were gonna have that fight.
Yeah, I know. It's my fault.
And quite a fight it was.
Mhm.
You blew his face up, so like, good job.
I like to think I got a good concussion in there against her.
Oh, you did, but she exploded your face, as opposed to just like beat it to pulp.
This whole day, she's been going around with a bit of a black eye.
Nice scrape across like the ear to the nose.
Mhm.
It probably has like a gash from like the corner of his mouth down to his chin.
Okay. So, the first one to act is you probably notice as the guy's pulling out, you kind of see him. He yell out to everyone, "Nobody move!" And he holds it up, kind of readying himself. Yeah. You can't see past or through that black circle, but you do have a good sight on a couple thugs and a seemingly pet wolf.
That's thug. These ones are attendees, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll cast. Do I have a good look on these two guys?
You can see that wolf and the guy, but you can't see the other wolf.
I'm fine. I'll just go to sleep. I'm too late.
Okay. If I move up to here.
So, of note, going over the little pew thing will take an extra 5 feet of movement.
Oh, like the.
Yeah, the seats, it'll take like a little extra movement to go over it versus around it.
So I'll just stay on this row then. And do I catch a glimpse of this guy?
From that point, you can see him in the gazebo. You see where once L'Oreal was. You see the minister kind of on the ground, kind of clutching a wound, and this new thug figure standing where L'Oreal was.
I'll just slowly move towards the tree, and I'll cast Fairy Fire that way, just to get these three guys if possible. Was it 20-foot cube?
Ooh.
I don't.
So you can get either 2 wolves and the one guy, or 1 guy, or 2 guys and 1 wolf.
Yeah, I'll get these three then. The 2 wolves and the 1 guy.
Make sure you hit a long rest between this time and last.
13's the DC. So we got 2 fails and
so-
a pass.
The thug made it, but the wolves are lit up. Although you would now see the kind of the light a little bit
This one?
from the one wolf in the smoke. Yeah.
Hmm.
What color are they?
Um, that's a good question. I'll make them pink since it might be easier to see it on the smoke.
So these two wolves light up pink.
Does Killian see this?
Would now be able to make out that wolf. That's pretty darn close to you.
All right.
Now, do I know Killian's there? He didn't move,
You know,
right?
you know roughly where they were, so you gather he's probably still within that.
So, okay, yeah. According to Bardic Inspiration, I can spare me if he can.
I just
hear
need to hear it.
me. Yeah, so I'll make a short plucky tune about how there's a wolf next to you, and you can add it to your collection upon your shoulder. So
All
and
right,
that's my
the
turn.
two guards, yep, the two thugs in the back are kind of keeping everyone at bay. They have crossbows at the ready as well, keeping the crowd back. So the crowd has basically stopped trying to escape, and everyone's in this giant mob of people, very confused on what they're doing. See the kind of the boss figure in the gazebo, for those of you that can see. You see him look at Alan, and he takes his scimitar out and just gives him a good run through with it. As the blade goes in, and he yanks the blade out, and it kind of, Alan drops to the ground, not looking too good. Not looking good at all. Okay. And the thug kind of like wipes his blade off. As Killian, it's your turn.
All right. Oh, actually, I need to double check something. Because what does it take to throw on his shield?
Action.
Action to Don and Doff?
Yeah.
Yeah, Don action, Doff action. All right, he's going to be two-handing the longsword then.
Okay.
He's going to hop over the pew towards the wolf. He can see it. No worry of movement for his own.
You got the lucky joy of being in the front row.
It would have mattered anyways. So yeah, and he's going to just walk up and go, "You lost, little pup." He's going to do the flat of the blade. He doesn't want to kill a wolf.
Okay.
But he's going to use the cloak.
Of course.
So let's.
Oh yeah. Just this quick motion. You basically bat the wolf away as it kind of hits into the side of the gazebo, and not dead, but very unconscious.
All right. Can he kind of like crawl his way out of the smoke from here? Like he can see that he's near the edge of it, right?
Yeah, like it gets a little progressive lighter as you get towards the edge,
All right,
so
he's
you know
making his
which way you're going.
He's making his
Yep.
way out to here. Can he see into the gazebo?
Can.
Oh, hello.
You broke
yes,
up
you
a
can.
lot, Eric. Okay.
I can see into it.
Sorry. Yes, you can.
So I see
Alan?
yeah, I see Groom bleeding out on the floor.
Yes.
Oh, you bastards fucked up.
Nice.
Bonus action rage. That'll be his turn.
Yep. Okay. Lena.
Lena had been going to put a shield on and grab sword, but seeing what's happening, she just drops the shield, and she's going to draw the light crossbow she has instead.
Oh, sorry, quick side note. Killian might have yelled out, "Scald, we've gotten injured!"
And she's going to aim at the one on the roof,
Oh yes.
and she's going to take a shot. That's a miss.
Ooh.
That
That's
is a
really
miss.
unfortunate.
Ah,
You take aim, and someone
Twang.
like hits the pew and like it upsets your whole balance. The bolt just kind of flies into the side of the building.
All right. Well, that's my turn. I'm not going anywhere right now. People are too much in the way. So yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
The other wolf will instantly turn and go to attack you. It's gonna try and bite you.
Without a shield, that hits.
Okay. So that would be 3 damage
Yep.
and a strength saving throw.
Ha.
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 Yeah, you're good. It kind of grabs onto your leg and tries to like tear you down, but you kind of basically flex and get him off of you.
Yeah, he kind of like he kind of like holds the wolf up like by the forearm and like shoves away and looks at the guy across from him and is like, "You're a shitty pack leader."
Bastion.
Okay. Bastion heard Killian yelling about an injured, right?
He yelled it loud.
Okay. Alright. So in that case, he's going to. Because I assume in the smoke he can't see very well, right?
No, you're heavily obscured.
Could he have heard which
Okay.
direction Killian was yelling from?
Yep, he's gonna basically run towards it and get to right there, as I assume he stumbles into Killian and like tries to get around him.
Yeah.
And as an action,
Makes sense.
Killian will like give him like a shove in the exact same manner as yesterday. And it's like up there.
Yep, and he'll kind of step out of the smoke, don a shield, and like face down on the dude right in front of him, and pull out his maul with one hand.
If you're Killian, if you happen to notice, you see Bastion one-handing this giant maul.
He looks over. It's like, no time to fuck around. Hit him.
I had to don my shields. That's all I got.
Yeah, Killian's assuming you're playing around by one-handing them all.
Oh, I know. I just can't wait to smack him into the stratosphere.
Um, just Skyrim giant smack him.
Exactly.
He just like hits the
Okay.
top of the gazebo like.
The thug in front of you, Killian, takes out his blade and makes an attack against you.
Oh.
God. Ooh.
Oh, to me?
You
All right,
Look at
I'll
your
take
reach.
that.
for 4 damage.
That's rough.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
It feels nice to have the hit points in the party for once.
The guard on the building saw the bolts hit the building below him, and he immediately takes aim at you, Lena.
Yep. Okay. All right. No, that misses. By the way, the music stopped.
I was just about to say.
Playing for me. Interesting.
Everybody else. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 14 does not hit. Oh, it was going for a second. Now it's gone. What'd you do?
I think he's picking songs.
Okay.
Trying to get this to work. It's not working very well. Okay. Yeah, so that misses. Nemia.
Yes. So we got a tricky situation here. I'm quite far. Let's see. Can I get there? 5.
Heck, you're only
And
50
13.
feet from there.
Okay, I can move up. I guess.
Is he dead, or just on the ground bleeding?
He's on the ground, not moving. There's lots of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Death
Yeah,
save may
yeah,
or may
guess
not be
I'm
being
gonna
made.
look it. Okay, I'll give Killian a hand, and I'll attack the one thug on the left with my rapier.
Okay. Yes, that is a solid hit.
And Chili will claw at the wolf.
Yes.
From the perch of my shoulder, she will fall on top of that thing's head.
Really kind of just this little leap out to try and claw.
Is it an advantage with the thingy?
Yes, it is.
Advantage. Let's go for claw attack.
Yes. Chili kind of leaps down and just claws the ever living hell out of this wolf's face.
Well
as
done,
it drops
tiny
to the
warrior.
ground. As the wolf drops to the ground.
Oh.
So proud.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it, but so proud.
You hear Killian yell this.
Well, I guess she's there now. That's my turn.
Okay. You see the two thugs in back. Immediately they spin around as off in the distance you see some guards running up and they start taking pot shots at the guards. Boss is going to look at you, Bastion. And stops. Put that music.
I just realized that's poison damage. What?
What's going on?
The cat has poison damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the boss is gonna take out his blade and make an attack against you.
Okay. It just barely hits it.
He nicks you, but not for very much damage. Lillian.
All right. He's gonna go for a swing on the guy ahead of him.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's do that. Boop de boop. 8 slashing total.
Okay. Lethal or non-lethal?
This was this guy was taking active pot shots at people.
No, this guy was kind of like the wolf handler.
Oh, okay, non-lethal.
Okay,
This one at
Yeah.
least.
but you one solid strike, knock him on his ass.
Yeah, just fly the blade to the temple.
Yeah, he's down, out cold.
And Killian's gonna go and hop up to here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And just kind of look across to Bastion and just like, what are you doing? Hit him!
He's all like fumbling to get his shield on.
Yep, that'll be his turn.
All right. She's gonna aim for the same guy up on the roof again. 20 to hit, 10 piercing.
Oh yeah. He's looking away at something else, and as soon as he looks back to you, the bolt just flies into him, and you see him kind of clatter to the floor and slide off the roof.
All right. That will be it for Lena. She's gonna turn towards the two that are firing on the guards, but that'll be next round.
Alrighty. Wolf was out, so Bastion.
Alright. Are we doing flanking or no?
No, we don't need any more.
But I would love if we did. Okay, so
I'll take
That's
it into
bonus action.
consideration for later.
You know that thing takes 2 hands, blacksmith.
So first I'm gonna Searing Smite. As the maul begins to glow, and just hammer straight down onto the top of the dude's head.
Okay.
Oh, I'm hoping I put him through the floor. Come on.
That hits.
Cool.
You see him bring the maul around and just whack-a-mole this guy for
12,
a
9
con
damage
save.
plus 3 fire.
He fails. So you see him kind of stumble from the blow. That's a good solid hit. As the guy, he clearly was not expecting it, and he gives a little cough.
It's like, no, 2 hands, you blacksmith. Holy Thor!
He just kind of looks at him and says, like, you just get the most dead look from Bastion and then just goes, don't tell me how to use a weapon. Alright.
Okay.
And at the start of its turn as well, he's going to take that fire damage whenever that thug's turn is.
Really? Is that what that says?
Was he need to
Yeah,
make a
those
con
bonds.
save on that?
Yep.
Oh no, he already did. Never
Oh,
mind.
he's on fire.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So at the start of each of his turns, gotcha. So he's got to actively put it out. Got it. Nemia, it's your turn.
Yes. So I don't see these guys, I guess.
You see just the boss.
Okay.
If you want, you could make a perception check,
That's it.
just to look around to see what your options are. And up, you see the boss right there.
Is that a
Okay,
poppy?
that's good enough.
I heard a whack.
Yeah. Failure. Let's see. Looking rough enough?
He looks pretty rough.
It's also
Killian's
on
also
fire.
gesturing to the guy on the floor bleeding out.
He is. What's the term?
Dead.
No. The bloodied. Sorry,
Hmm.
bloodied. The boss looks bloodied.
So dead.
Okay.
Like
Then I'll-
sharks in the water.
We'll take my rapier. I'll throw it in the air, catch it upside down, and hit him with the hilt
Okay.
for non-lethal damage.
Okay.
Piercing damage.
Unlethal piercing. Okay. That hits. And it surprises him. It does not take him down though.
Oh. She raises an eyebrow. I say, "What? You're a tough one. Can I do my bonus action attack with my dagger? Was it like what was the thing I had to take out of the attack?
It's proficiency or
No, you take your dexterity or strength off of the damage.
oh yes, there we go.
Okay, so I do have proficiency, but not the dex. Good enough.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I'll throw the dagger just to do the damage.
Oh yeah, no, it's to hit is the same. It's just the damage is lower.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
that's a 1.
You whip your dagger around and you nick him,
God damn
and
it,
he
slow
kind of still
down.
stands there like.
He's gonna have a cool nose scar, but other than that,
Can
Really kind of-
Can Chili do non-lethal poison?
Chili can do
damage?
not. Chili can do non-lethal. Yeah.
Well, I'll just sigh and throw Chili at him.
throw the
Cat.
cat.
Stab, cat is my favorite combination since dagger, dagger, dagger.
Well, that's non-lethal damage, all right.
Yes. So. The cat kind of leaps onto the boss and claws him up a bit until he kind of like falls over out of just kind of sheer exhaustion. at this point.
Like that whole cloud around his head.
I mean, cat scratches already sting quite a bit, so with poison, I
Mightiest warrior.
As the cat has taken out the most
cat
number of people.
2 kills. Oh.
Wait,
Yeah.
did he get the boss? Come on.
So,
I lit the dude on fire. He threw a cat at him and it worked.
Lena, you would see the two thugs that have been taking pot shots at the guards kind of in between a reload, decide that it's not worth it anymore, and they take off running as the crowd immediately begins to disperse.
30 feet
you could
distance
take.
there. How far? How far do they get?
They're taking off in a dash to leave. So if there's any, you can do one thing.
All right. Is it at disadvantage for distance? I've got 80-foot short range. If they're dashing, they're probably 90 feet away from me by the time my turn is.
They're taking their dash. They're in the middle of their dash. Everything would be normal.
All right.
So as they're leaving.
I'll aim for that one, just random between the two. I could, if it's dispersing, I could try and move up a little bit as well, though it is over.
You're still gonna have
feet,
to
so
climb over some stuff. Yeah, you're
I'm
probably not
losing
gonna
like
make it very
10
far.
feet. I'd be right at the edge.
Yeah, sure, it's reasonable enough.
So yeah, light crossbow, 25 to hit, 7 piercing.
Ooh, you see it sink into the back of this guy, and he like stumbles and hobbles, and like he's on a knee, and then you see him get up and keep running. Yeah, it was a hardy guy that you hit.
All right, I'm gonna take off running after them. I'm gonna make this a chase scene, and if we get out of view of anybody, then I'm gonna push harder.
Well, lucky for you, that crossbow hit slows him down enough for one of those guards you had noticed to catch up with him and take him into custody.
Good.
The other one manages to duck into an alley and
She'll
escape
follow.
capture for now.
She'll follow.
Um,
I've got Constitution. I can keep running for a while.
so let's see.
How's he doing?
What's who doing?
The guy I'm chasing. How's he doing on Constitution?
Well, let's see if you can. That's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, right. Because I don't have that configured. Okay, let's just do this then.
Dexterity check.
So if you want to try and see where he went, give me a perception.
God damn it. Lena apparently cannot roll perception.
So you get the first one and you're keeping an eye on him, and when the guards kind of get on top of him and restrain him, you go to find the second one and you're for sure he went this way, and you turn down the alley and it's empty. Not quite sure where he went. Okay. Back at the main scene, Alan is bleeding out in this gazebo, or apparently bleeding out in this gazebo.
No, but I can.
Killen's gonna just start
Russian's
applying
gonna
pressure.
Yep.
Okay.
Bastion's gonna just shove him off and really just throw a cure wounds onto the sword wound.
Killian, you went down to check him, and the first thing you notice is there was no heartbeat. You know from killing from animals, like you've hunted and stuff like that, you know a dead creature you can attempt to cure wounds, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he's throwing it in whether or not it works.
You lay your hand on and you cast cure wounds, and you see the magic kind of envelop the wound a little bit and then kind of fade away.
Killian is moved to the side and looks over and it's like, "You're too late.
Then go chase them.
She's on it." And he kind of pulls himself up. I've got to keep an eye on this bastard, and he picks up the boss by the throat.
Of you three, make a perception check.
All right.
No, we'll probably return here shortly.
4. I can't roll shit.
Hey, Bastion anemia. That is enough.
Apparently, Lane and Killian were doing some day drinking today too.
Yeah, apparently. So, you are able to pull your view away from this enough to see further up this direction. It goes for a little bit and leads to the bank of the river that flows through this city. And you see two small ships, one going in each direction, one going up the bank, one going up river and one going down river. Just there's you see what looks like to be one of the thugs on each of them.
Bastion, if he has the ability to move right now, he's going to pick up the bard over his shoulder, pick up the cat on the other, and start running towards it.
Oh, you can't make it onto the ship by now. It's kind of.
Oh no, he's not planning to make it onto the ship. He's planning to get to the riverbank as close to the ship as he can get, with a bard on his shoulder. I hope you know where I'm going with this.
Don't. This is gonna be good. Okay, yeah. You pick it up and start running. The one heading is obviously moving much quicker. Get to the bank.
And he's gonna just say to the bard, "You know how to fight?
I can do my part.
Good." He's doing his best to throw the bard onto the ship.
There are two ships.
The faster one.
So from where you are, the ship is probably a good ish or more feet away.
Sorry, how many?
How many?
60.
Oh,
60.
Okay. I don't think, even with your strength,
does
don't know.
Bastion think he can make it?
There's a brief moment where you think quite possibly you could make it, but you don't think so. It's just the ship's moving too fast. It would be out of reach. By the time the bard would get to where she's supposed to be, the ship would be gone. The other one is, moving not quite as quickly, but it's moving upriver and still kind of moving a bit faster than you think you could throw and reach on. That one's probably maybe 45 feet away.
Still too far?
Can you throw a person 45 feet?
I mean, is he an improvised weapon? Because if so, 2060.
I'm going to go with, I don't think you can throw a person that far.
Okay.
At least not yet.
Shot, at least. Could I throw a cat?
Right.
Because the cat is the greatest
So,
of
yeah.
all of us. So
yeah.
These two vessels are leaving in opposite directions on the river. The one heading upstream is the closest to leaving the city. So actually, hold on. Where are we? I think I can show this.
As that
Yeah.
was happening, at least Killian is got the unconscious ones by the throats and are dragging them to the guards.
So, real quick for reference, you all are shit. Where were you guys at? Anchor's Rest. Oh, there we go. You're all right here. There's a little gazebo right there.
gazebo.
Okay, we're on there. So down, the fast one's going that way.
Fast one's going the other way.
Fast one. You said it was closest to leaving the city.
The slow one is closest to leaving the city.
Okay.
That's why I brought up the map. I'm getting my directions mixed up.
Yeah. Okay. Fast one that way. Slow one that way.
Just for reference. So yeah, you gather up the unconscious things in a pile for the guards. The guards kind of give you a quick nod, and
It's Killian see one he saw yesterday, and he's like, no hard feelings.
no, this would be
Oh.
different.
Oh, okay.
So actually, that's a good point to bring up. The guards that probably stopped by the inn, kind of wear this kind of this brownish guard uniform, which is standard for those of town guards. The guards that showed up to this one are kind of have these more regal red uniforms. You know that so Brilton is kind of on the cusp of town and city. It's getting quite large, and as such now qualifies for city guards. So there's a slow transition going on as town guards are being restationed and city guards are being brought in.
So the lower end we're at the tavern ones, and the higher end are the guys here at the conceivably high class wedding.
Basically, it's close enough by.
And he'll kind of toss them over at their feet and just be like, "Oh, best I got for you." Does he see Lena coming back at all?
At this point,
Come back.
she'd probably rejoin the group.
He just looks over and just kind of gives
Where's-
a wave.
Where's L'Oreal?
I have no idea. The other two took off running. I think they said something about a ship.
You could turn around. You can see them off by the bank. They're not too far away. The ships are quickly separating, going their directions.
Damn it.
Did you see her
Once
anywhere?
Lena gets down to the shore, how far away are the ships the moment Lena gets down to the shore?
Far.
Killian will catch up there as well.
I mean, how many rounds would it take at a 30-foot travel pace if the water wasn't an issue?
Ah, I see.
I'm
Okay.
debating something.
Yeah,
even
I
though it's
see-
the
I see.
first session.
So, with the nature of the vessel and the speed of the current, the first ship is probably already reached or approaching this bridge. So it's moving very rapidly. You can probably not catch up with it
Mhm.
in any manner.
That's the one she's on.
The other one is probably moving at an equivalent speed. So you might be able to keep pace with it.
Even with dashing?
With dashing, you might be able to catch up with it.
Uh-huh. Huh. I'm trying to figure out if Lena wouldn't try to pull out all stops for this.
Killian looks over and is just like, "You look like you're considering something."
Oh,
I might be able to catch that one, but
Well, then why don't you?
I'll put down the bard and
She's
give her
looking-
guidance.
she looks around.
There's lots of people.
Lots of people.
Look, if I can help,
Like
let
some
me
of the people
know.
had cleared out, but there's lots of people.
Don't let anybody talk about this. And she's going to take a run towards the bank and leap into the air, and a pair of bright glowing wings are rubbed from her back, and she starts to fly at a 40-foot speed, dashing 80 feet per round. She's heading towards the ship she might be able to catch.
Okay, you see this happen.
For a brief moment, Bastion looks at his hand and goes, "I didn't do that, did I?"
Killian looks over and is like, "Can you?"
I'm gonna wait till she gets on the boat to try again.
I would say it'll probably take you a couple rounds
All right.
to safely catch up, and you land on one side of the boat. It's a very small ship. It has a little bit of an under deck, but overall, it's maybe there can't be more than a few people on this thing, and there is
Suppose-
one thug on top of it.
She pulls her longsword in two hands and points it at him. Is she on this ship?
He looks around. He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Killian, as a side note, sorry,
All right,
Killian's
that's
running along the coast bay to
Yeah.
along
Yeah,
the ship.
you can probably keep pace, but you can't catch it.
Yep, fine, man.
Lena's just going to start laying waste in the ship.
It's fine.
Dumping
The-
people overboard.
Yeah, so I'm
There's a
assuming
few
the first guy's
bodies
probably
fly
gonna
up.
make it.
Yes, her last warning is, we already have some of you. I don't need to keep you alive. And then she goes.
Yeah, so the first one will begin to start to put up a fight, but you can easily just, with a well-placed kick, you just send him overboard, and you can head in the small below deck and drag 2 more thugs out. But the ship is bare otherwise.
All right. She doesn't really have any proficiency with water vehicles, but she's going to do her best to like steer it to the side and at the very least ground it.
Which is easy
Maybe
enough.
draw. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a steering mechanism. You can kind of just hard right to get it to the
Hardport.
bank where everyone is. Yeah, and you kind of crash bank it on the side.
Killian like immediately runs up and like hops up and kind of climbs the side of the boat if he can.
She's not here. Of course she was on the faster one. Gather everybody up. Meet me at the north side of the city, and she's going to fly straight up into the air and start watching the ship and flying
At-
up high
this-
down the river.
Yep. Oh yeah, give me a perception check.
Killian kind of like looks over to
God damn it!
Jeez. Yeah,
Ooh,
so
your
you, s-
guns.
you'll probably see the ship approaching the second bridge by now. It's getting kind of far away.
Yeah. She's gonna
You do
start
have-
trying to just keep pace with it. What?
I was gonna say you had guidance, but
Oh. Would guidance have still been up by the time she finished the ship?
1 minute.
6 or 7 rounds. Yeah, it'd still be up.
Alright, 11.
11. Okay. I think maybe the only thing is you would notice that so the bridges have like 3 ways to go under them with boats. You would see that the ship is approaching the second one, and is going through the right path under this bridge. So like more towards this side instead of the middle or the left.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it doesn't gain you any more information than that.
Alright. She's just gonna start flying upriver. She's not gonna follow the curves of the river. She's doing a straight path to cut off some distance.
And that will help. I don't know that you can catch it, but that will help.
She's just trying to keep an eye on it while everybody else gathers at the north side of the city.
as she was going, Killian was gonna look over to Bastion and just, you think you can unground this thing? And he like hits the boat.
He kind of just smiles at him and goes, I think I can give it a good boost.
And it's
on.
like, oh, here, help me push. Can the two of them turn the boat around?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the boat can
Between
lift
your
motors far enough.
strength, yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
probably. I'll
Alright.
get on. I won't even try to help on that.
Yep.
As
Bastion's
they're
gonna
doing
burst
it,
his arm.
Killian will yell, "Skull, tie them up!" To the unconscious guys over there, or dead ones. I don't know. Did Lena kill them all?
Up to her.
Maybe.
All right, leave the corpses then.
They're dead.
Bastion's gonna have one hand on Killian's belt and one hand on the boat. And as soon as the boat like starts getting some momentum and going like through the water at a good speed, he's throwing Killian up and then jumping up himself.
Killian kind of grabs the side of it and lands like 2 feet planted.
It is a strange feeling. It wasn't like an assist. He legit kind of threw you.
Mhm.
It was unsettling.
And
How long has it
Okay,
been
I can't do
since
45
Killian's
feet,
been
but I can do
picked
about 5
up?
feet.
How long has it been since Killian's been picked up by the back of the belt like a little kitten? How many
been-
years?
Many a year.
if so, then like as Killian's being thrown, he's gonna like grab the bard by the back of the collar, crack the whole party like a whip.
Pretty much.
Yep. So yeah, you get on the vessel as it's starting to pick up speed
Yeah.
and follow it down the river.
Anything you magics can make this thing go faster at all?
I'm gonna look for oars or anything even close to an oar.
There are oars. Obviously, boats need it just in case.
All right, Killian's grabbing one.
Tossing one to Killian, tossing one to me.
Oh,
Let's make
jeez.
this-
Yes!
And,
This is
And-
the
and I-
many. They're a motorboat.
and I toss and I point to the bard and say, "Help him out. I got this side."
So,
No,
of note,
barge can steer.
you will hear like sort of
Tech
like an
is here.
alarm bell sounding as you hear it in one like region of the town as it slowly spreads as other bells chime in. The alert has been sounded as something is wrong,
All right.
and you hear the shouts of guards occasionally from the banks.
And by the way, this whole time he's rowing, just constant guidance, use, guidance, use, guidance, use.
So
Can I use that one bardic inspiration as well?
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, last 10 minutes bardic inspiration. So
So
athletics, I assume.
I mean, aside from helping, I'll give you one too.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so paddling. Give me 3 athletics checks.
all right. Do I get any bonus with my
Yeah.
feet? I know it doesn't really apply, but I guess it's more the term.
I would say no, not specifically.
All right, just double checking. All right, so 3 on me.
And then whatever version of using inspiration, guidance, what have you, between you guys.
1, 2, 3. You could use the inspiration from like a while ago on that one. What's yours? D6.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, so 9, 17, 12.
I mean, these are only adding, so there's a little veer to one side as
oh, this character's fun.
Bastion is definitely putting in work.
If he was getting helped by the bard too, wouldn't he have advantage?
I don't know if that's necessarily help. I don't think the bard is paddling.
Oh, okay, I thought he was.
Yeah, Bart's. I thought Bart was steering.
Right.
Someone does need to steer. So
fair enough.
I would say that by the time the ship has reached about the 3rd bridge, guys have probably caught up to about here.
As we're going, way oh, up she rises, way oh.
Basically, as you guys are making quick speed, and at this point, Lena, you're flying, and you happen to look down below you, and you see the boat kind of slowly inching its way past you, as your new acquaintances are paddling like madmen.
All right. If they're going that fast, she'll go ahead and dive down and join them on the boat and just occasionally go up and then down to scout, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Just
have a
to-
question.
Yeah.
Can Lena? How long? Okay, do your wings have like a time limit? If not, can you get on the back of the boat and push?
Can
You
she
got
get
the
on the
stamp
back
for
of the
it.
boat and push?
Fly.
Is that I thought about it, but I didn't think it was going to make any difference.
No, because
You
at
can get
this
on a paddle.
point, you guys are moving faster than she can move.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
True.
We'll leave her
Yes.
behind.
So she'll
You guys are moving
Yeah.
really fast, by the
if
way.
if she grabs an oar, one side it'll get unbalanced even more so.
We'll get on
You
Killian's
sure about
side.
that?
Get on Killian's side. It's already unbalanced.
I've almost doubled Killian's roll, dude.
All right, yeah, she'll join Killian's side with another oar.
Yep. Just over here, pseudo Valkyrie.
She kind of her feet stutter for a second, where you kind of stop moving, but you're still moving.
Yep.
And then she picks up and goes and gets an oar.
He gives a smile, just having fun.
So
Right.
probably
Sing us a shanty, bard.
at some point about here, before you reach the city gates, you see that the kind of the 2 towers here at either side have been manned with guards, and they've even managed to get like a really, really small ship out with a couple guards in it, kind of out into the water. At the speed you're going, you gather it might not be able to stop them, but you guys are going so fast that you're actually able to get up right behind the ship and kind of nudge it off to the side.
I was
like
gonna say,
this-
Yeah, that's what I'm
Killian
going for.
is running
Just
off the
destroy
front.
ore.
Or Killian's running off the front of our ship and long jumping.
Okay,
Land's
wow.
got
Yeah.
wings. She can
Yeah,
close
I was
that.
gonna say I was gonna do the exact same thing. Let's all just board that boat.
Abandoned ship then. Everyone just takes a flying leap over. It is not a big
I'll
ship,
grab the bard if needed.
Boarding raid!
so it's at most 10 feet, air quotes, wide.
Yep.
So it'll be like you can't go all at the same time,
Yep.
but like one by one you make your way over.
Yeah, Killian, like, if he lands first, he's going to bash the guy closest to the wheel out of the way, and then just turn it to the left.
I know. So there's one guard there. You basically land on him, pulverize him to the
Wait,
ground
wait.
as the rest of the group.
Oh, sorry, right. Guard
Wait,
or
did
thug?
you say guard or thug?
Sorry, thug.
Okay,
I
Thank
think
you.
I
thank
said
God.
guard, but I meant
The- you kept saying guard, and I kept going. Wait, which ship? What ship are we?
which
That
thug.
is a plot twist and a half.
Ooh.
Where are you steering us, bard?
Thug. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you land, take the thug down. Nemia can come in behind you and turn the steering, the rudder, and so you bank it to the side. The rest of you do a quick search to find that underneath is empty and there's only one person on this ship.
Where's L'Oreal, guys? Did she?
Oh
They
no,
passed
let's
under
ask
the
him. And he like punches the guy on the ground in the face.
He kind of coughs a bit. You'll never find her.
Again.
He kind of reels back. You see, like his eyes roll back a little in his head, like he's super dazed.
There's
Stay with
either
me,
magic
buddy.
or she's somewhere within the city.
Well, let me just try one more thing first. And Bastion's gonna just be like, you do the talking, bard. You, Killian, can make sure he's able to see me, and I'm just gonna pull as many blacksmith's tools that look as dangerous as possible out.
Nessa
I'm
is
gonna,
no
like, place,
longer
like, a-
proud.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm not gonna do
I
anything
know.
yet, but I'm gonna place like like his hand in like a pair of tongs and put my foot on the top of the handles, and then take like a hole punch and a chisel, sorry, a hole punch and a hammer, and just place it on his like left collarbone.
You see him. He's still he's dazed, and he's like, "Do your worst."
Just
But he's
look at
like
the
he's
bard
like
still
half
talking.
out of it.
I'll sit cross-legged next to him. Put my arm around him and say, "Okay, listen, buddy. We can do this his way, which I don't really appreciate. I got this cloak customized just a while ago, so it's not a good way. We don't really want to mess with you. We were enjoying a wedding. What are you getting out of this?"
Money, lots of money.
Lena's
Yeah.
gonna go back up. Find. Are there guards nearby?
At this point, yeah, the guard ship kind of pulls up alongside you guys, and a couple come from the bank.
Wings are gone. Wings are gone.
Yes. Okay.
And she's going to signal them, call over, and say, basically, she thinks that L'Oreal might have been kidnapped on this boat, and she's probably still within the city. It passed under the second bridge, close to the eastern bank.
The guard nods and he gives a few commands to a couple people, and the message gets relayed. The
And if the
one you
guards-
have captive kind of spits blood out on the ground angrily, but
If the
defeated.
guards if the guards start coming up, he'll start putting the tools away, but just make sure that his mailed boot is very firmly between the two wrist bones.
No, yeah, he's defeated and semi-cooperating.
Hmm.
Semi.
Killian like
I don't mean
kind of
to-
like gets
to be
frustrated, like shoves him to the side, and is like, "You take him."
Lift him up, one hand, throw him into the guard boat.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Yep. Okay. So, you have an idea. Next.
And as they're walking up, like as Killian like walks by Lena, it's like, "I've got questions later. Don't worry, you don't gotta answer them." And he just like pat on the shoulder and walks by.
Over the course of the next maybe 10, 15 minutes, the city gets locked down. So all the doors are tightly monitored, or all the gates are shut, and they're very closely inspecting anything that goes in and out of the city. There's lots of guards all around. The city's locked down. No one gets in or out without them knowing. And this happens, quickly. A lot of the people that might have been out on the street have also retreated to their homes to be out of the commotion.
Bastion is just overall unhappy with the turn of events.
Killian's gonna make his way back to the wedding place if he can. He's just gonna like give a glance around, see if there's anything that the team missed the first time.
Yeah,
Like at
if
the
you all want to.
reception area and that. He might let them. He
Yeah,
might
no,
let
if
them
you all
know
wanna-
he's gonna go take a look.
I should probably do the same.
Mm-hmm.
You guys?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a good choice.
At one point or another, you probably stumble upon another group of wedding goers also conducting their own investigations.
Like walk up. It's like, you find much?
Nothing yet, and there's like just a brief exchanging of like, where are we sitting, what happened, blah 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 blah, and there's no new information comes to light.
Lena's gonna go find some guards and ask them if anything has come of the thugs that they captured, especially the leader. Has he woken up? Has there been any questioning?
Yeah, I'm assuming you display your rank in order to get this information.
Yep.
So the guard will will give you the like. They haven't said much of anything. Most of them are still unconscious. They're very tight-lipped about this one. Keep your eyes out.
We are. But
Well,
they probably have some way of exiting the city or hiding out in it until the guard patterns slow down. We
You're
need
right.
that information.
I'll let you know. I'll have someone send word.
If you need any help scaring them into talking or persuading them to do so or anything, I know somebody who can give a little bit of a boost to that magically.
We'll consider it. Thank you.
She'll basically give a description of Bastion and the fact that he has guidance.
It's appreciated, but it doesn't seem to be needed, wanted.
They probably have a level 1 cleric of their own.
Good.
Have their own methods.
All right. Very well. She'll head back to the others.
So,
You are returning to the site of the wedding ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For those looking for anything at all, give me a perception, or if you are looking for something specific, give me investigation.
For each of us, right?
can
So,
Killian...
like if you
Oh, sorry, good.
Oh,
Look at...
perception, that is a great roll.
What the
Bastion,
hell?
of course, has guidance.
Ah, there it
Lena's in like, okay, we gotta find her mode.
I finally get to be the guidance snob.
Yeah, Killian's gonna... We're all doing perception here, so he's gonna be looking for footprints if he can.
So at the wedding site,
Yes,
Look
like
for
that
footprints?
general like area around it. If there's any, if there's anything that tip him off to, oh, someone was invisible, or oh, someone was dragged, or
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, no, I got it.
survival or investigation.
So footprints.
Same thing,
Uh,
same modifier for me. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
whatever.
Well, okay, that is enough. So you're specifically looking for footprints, for just signs of bodies. You get the sense of where L'Oreal was, and she didn't seem to go uh, peacefully, as you from her where her footprints are and footprints relative to that. She gave up quite the struggle, but they were still able to get her out of there quickly. So you get to the bank, and you make out there were about two thugs that grabbed her and dragged her to the boat. You don't know how many were on the boat exactly, but you know that the exact number of people you saw at the encounter were there, and there were two that specifically took her onto the ship. No invisible, no magical nonsense going on. It's just a very clean grab job.
Alright. He'll return to them with that and see what they found.
So, with these awesome perception rolls,
Hmm.
20, 17, 22, you all basically work together, and you're able to piece out, okay, so she's still in the city, off at some point. You guys have a strong suspicion that it's on the eastern bank. Process of elimination. There's a handful of docks, even a couple docks before getting to that second bridge. Um, doesn't necessarily have to have been dropped off at a dock, but it might have been easier to do a quick dump, or something along those lines. But so you get it would have been difficult to drop anyone off along this bank, just because the hill and the castle, and the castle were right here. It might have been difficult to have anything around there. So there's a good chance that she was dropped off somewhere in this area, if she was dropped off.
How deep is the river? How strong is the river?
It's a fairly strong current. You would not want to swim across it. You don't know for sure just by looking at it. Deep enough to have some fairly decent sized ships. Probably nothing sea-going, but decent sized ships nonetheless.
And how deep compared to like a person?
Um,
Like at the deepest point, are you completely like over the head or?
well, definitely. Even your head.
So Killian's gonna do something kind of stupid, but he's gonna let the party know. He's gonna go upstream a bit, maybe up to that bridge. And he's gonna, yeah, like that furthest north bridge from that area that
The
was
North Bridge, that's downstream, unfortunately. I know. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Wait. Okay. So which way is the current going?
River flows that way.
Okay, river
Yes.
flows that way, and the outlined area that she could possibly be is around
Bank.
here. All right. So he's gonna go up to this bridge. And he's got shirt off, just down to pants. Just gonna take a dive.
Okay.
And just kind of like not fully fight the current, but not fully let it take him either, and just kind of glance around the bottom of the river as he's kind of floats down.
Ah, okay. Give me a perception check.
All right. 17.
Okay, so it's fairly clear water. You're able to you follow it down a little bit of ways. You probably let yourself go down. Down the river, sorry.
Oh, so, say that again. Sorry.
far do you want to let yourself be carried down the river?
Next bridge.
Okay, perfect.
So if he sees
So-
it coming up, he's gonna like start getting to the side.
Okay, yeah. So it gets fairly deep at some portions, and you're kind of keeping an eye out. It's mostly there's some rockier areas, some sandier areas, but there's no like hidden ship or secret passage that you
Right.
can see. It's kind of just bank of the river.
Mhm.
The second bridge, and you can basically kind of stop yourself right at the bank of the bridge, or on the bridge, or with the bridge. Yeah.
And while he's there too, he'll check under that bridge.
Okay. Yeah. So under the bridge, what are you looking for?
Hmm.
Just anything?
Yeah, anything that catches his eye. He's not. I mean, like hidden person. Maybe more footprints.
Okay. So directly under the bridge, it's not. There's no walkways or anything.
Sandy or
ooh,
rocky?
Um. The
Like the
west
bank.
side is probably rocky. The east side's probably sandy. Yes. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Orienting myself. Make a survival perception.
I'd say he's. I just threw footprints as one of the things he might be, but he's just kind of glancing around.
Okay. Perception.
Nope.
Nope.
He's got water
Kind
in
of
his
like-
ears.
Slam his fist into the water as you can't really make out anything.
He'll slosh his way back to the other bridge and pick up his stuff.
So, L'Oreal is lost somewhere within the city, you think. And next time, we will continue our search for her.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to imagine just to end off with like Killian like walking back to the ring reception with like his stuff in one hand, just like dripping.
Yep.
And it's just like didn't find anything.
Not much there either.
Next time we start, you'll have a city to search.
Oh boy.
Oh. The campaign 2 begins.
So it does. Anything else we want to throw in at the end there? For the recording, at least.
No.
Welcome to campaign 2.
Yep.
So everyone,
Kicked your ass, Ariel.
Barely. I won that
Yes,
in the end.
however,